Hey, today we're going to talk about cults. Not Batman the Cult by Jim Starlin and Bernie Wrightson, 4-issue miniseries. But we're going to talk about The Punisher in the second volume of The Punisher. There's a 2-issue story. Oh, it's here. I'll just get out of the way so you can see the cover. Sorry for the glare. And the story is called The Reverend. I'm fascinated by cults. I'm fascinated by why people join cults and how cults works and cult leaders. I've never been in a cult. I've been in the Catholic Church, so close to a cult, but yeah, I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out, first when you look at cults and you see documentaries or whatever, and you go, oh, those people must be really stupid for joining a cult. But I don't think they're stupid. I think they are unable to manage their lives. Some of them are probably stupid, but but I think a lot of them are just unable to manage their life. And it's easier to give control of your life to somebody else to try to manage it than it is to take control of your own life. So, and that's a little bit what this is about. The 2-issue miniseries in a series. It's not miniseries, it's in the volume 2 Punisher. Sorry for the glare. It's written by Mike Baron, who's like a little bit like Chuck Dixon to me. He's a very good writer, but he's not phenomenal. He created his own character. One he created on his own, Badger. From first, I like that publisher. I really like what they did in the 80s. He also wrote for DC. He wrote Deadman, Whips, Love After Death, illustrated by Kelly Jones. Probably the best Deadman artist. I know Neil Adams fans are gonna go crazy now, but that's a really Deadman. That's good anyway, but we'll talk about that another day. So Mike Baron also worked on Heroes for Hope. And so did Klaus Janson, who illustrated Punisher 1-5, Volume 2. They both worked on this, not together. As you can see, there's quite a list of creators. Whee. If you haven't got this, get it. I think it's pretty cheap. It's just fun to have. And for nothing else, for the amazing Art Adams cover, wraparound cover. No, it's not wraparound. And it's actually not Adams on the... well, it's Adam on the... Art Adams on the front page. So get it for that alone. It's worth it. Sorry about that. This is a story about Frank Castle going undercover in a cult to unravel what's going on. The cult is called Church of the Saved, and the Reverend is called Sammy Smith. And Klaus Janson portrays him very well the first time we see him. Amazing picture. Here. That's Jesus, right? Coming back. And what I love about this is, I'll put it out over here, is that Mike Baron writes Punisher as a human being. He has an affair with a married woman. Actually, he went into the cult to try to help an old buddy get his wife out, and then he's sleeping with the wife because he's getting all entangled into this, and I like that. He's not, wisecracking, shoot him up Punisher. He's more of a human being Punisher. And I like that about this. I like it especially about the first 5 issues. I think what's great about comic books is the fact that if it's a writer and an artist who team up, then sometimes they create something very special together. And Klaus Janson, who works as a illustrator on this book and the colorist as well, he has worked previously with Frank Miller on Batman The Dark Knight, which I can't find. I loan it out all the time to people, and I must have bought that trade paperback like 10 times. Anyway, he also worked with Miller on this one. I just wanted to show you that I had this one. I'm so happy that I have this one. I just bought it like a few months ago, and I wanted it for like 30 years, and now I have it, and I'm just really happy. But they both worked on this anyway. Klaus Janson definitely learned a lot from Miller. Sorry, I put it over here again. You can see that in the book, the way he presents characters, the way he's doing action. Let's see. It's like this is a very Millerish combat. He's not as good as Miller. Definitely not. Definitely not. But I think that Klaus Janson is an underrated artist. He's mostly an inker. He's mostly inking other people's stuff. You do that as an inker, I guess. But I think on his own, he's very good as well. He's a bit rough. If you don't like that, you don't like it. Awesome action here. Anyway, what I was talking about was like the collaboration between an artist and a writer. And sometimes they just create magic. I think Mike Baron came into this and he wanted to do a very human Punisher. And I think he succeeded. But I think he did the best Punisher work with Klaus Janson. And that's because when you translate writing into pictures as you do in comic books, sometimes there's something lost in the transaction, and sometimes there's something gained in the transaction. And I think in this case, there's definitely something gained, because I think Klaus Janson is lifting Mike Baron's work to another level. I think Mike Baron most times can be a little bit, he's good, like he's a very solid writer, but he's like a solid writer. But this like takes it up a notch. He just gets a little bit better than he usually is. And the story just gets that little extra. And that's definitely because of scenes like introductions like this. Because you can't beat that, right? Sammy Smith, the Reverend, Church of the Saved. So the Punisher is going undercover and, you know, to bring them down and find out if they're really evil. And it turns out they're really evil and all that. And what I like about it is, like, there's, you can read that yourself. I don't know if you can read it, but he goes, wee, into black there at the end, which is very Milleresque as well. And the shadow on the bed there for the woman coming in, I really like that. It's a simple way to do stuff. And then, of course, in the end, I think most people would say that was a pretty goofy drawing of Frank Castle there at the top. It's a bit messy, but the picture just right underneath it, for me, makes everything okay. I love that so much. That's the Reverend's sister, by the way. This is a story about why people get sucked into cults. A little bit, anyway. And I like that about it very much. I like the fact that Frank Castle sort of gets falls in love with the Reverend. Sorry, my English. Falls in love with the Reverend. And he has this special touch. Like, every time he touches Frank gets weak. And he gets a little bit scared of himself, and you can see it actually in the very last scene here where he's walking away, and the Reverend says, he calls him Joe because he thinks his name is Joe. He's undercover, right? Joe, help me, get me to a hospital. I'm afraid of you, Reverend. I'm afraid of what you'll do if you come back. And he's afraid that he's going to touch him again. And the first time I read this, back when I was young, I just thought it was a very good story. But this time I thought, the Reverend, they're hinting at it, and that's what I love about this, is they're hinting at the fact that the Reverend is a mutant. But they never say it. He might be Jesus reborn. Well, probably not, but he might be like a demon anyway, then something reborn. Or he might be a mutant who has these amazing powers, but they're only slightly hinting it. And I love that. They don't go into it because the Punisher doesn't mix well with the Marvel Universe. He doesn't. He was great in Daredevil, and Miller saw that. He saw that he's a character that fits perfectly in here with Daredevil, because Daredevil is not really a Marvel. I mean, when I say Marvel characters like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, the Uncanny X-Men, the Punisher doesn't fit into all that. Neither does Daredevil, really. They're like these dark, real persons. And they're keeping him real in this story. And they're keeping the mutants out of it. They're just slightly hinting it might be that he is the mutant, the Reverend Sammy Smith. It might be that he's not. It's an excellent read. As I said, it's an excellent collaboration between the two. Mike Baron and Klaus Janson. They did the first 5 together, and you can read them all 5. They're all good. But I think that these two are the best. Sorry for the glare again. It's morning here. I'm up early. Alright. That's it. I think you should go find these in a bin or order them online or whatever you do. I don't know what your poison is. And read it. And for all you first appearance junkies, there's a first appearance here. This is the first time Microchip is introduced as an ally in number 4. Yay! So, those of you who just buying books to have a first appearance, you can buy for that and just give it a read, right? Just give it a try, and I'll read there. You'll be surprised that it's actually not just a first appearance; it's actually an excellent comic book with very good characters, very human characters. I think the Punisher should always be human. I think Matthew Rosenberg, who's doing the new Punisher, he's trying to do the same thing. And he's not bad at it at all. I think he's pretty good. He's just not as good. Maybe you should get Klaus Janson back in, like, just for a few issues and do something amazing. Klaus Janson, underrated. If you don't like the rough stuff, I mean comic book wise, I mean in the drawings, if you like really fine pencils, like Arthur Adams, I like both. I really like Arthur Adams. Look at that. That's amazing. But I also really like this because it fits the Punisher so well. It's gritty, it's dirty, it's dark. Click. A thing that I would say about Klaus Janson is that I don't think he's the best comic book artist. I think it's but it's an art in itself almost. Like Martina and Jenny Friesen and all those good people last year, this year as well, I guess, has proved that it's an art in itself to do great covers. Not everybody's cut out for it, and it's fine. But I definitely think that Klaus Janson is cut out for penciling. The color work is fine. It fits the pencils well. Here the Punisher is unfaithful. Well, I guess he's having sex with his friend's wife. And what I like about this is, like, morally, it's people would be shocked because he's, in the end, oh, you can't see anything. He brings back the wife to the husband, and he slept with her at least twice. And he goes, "Hey, you can have her back." He doesn't do it like that, but that's the Punisher for you, right? I mean, he's not perfect. He's a human being, and he kills people. And people will go, "Oh, it's not all right that you're sleeping with another man's wife." No, I guess it's not. No, it's not that I guess it's not. It's not. It's not okay. Not in any way, shape, or form. But it's not okay to kill people either, right? And it makes him human. And I like that. I like it when the superheroes get down to earth. And I think it takes a good writer and it takes a good artist. It's a collaboration between the two will make magic. Frank Miller definitely did it with Daredevil, but I think Klaus Janson improved Miller's work immensely. I think when he lost Klaus Janson, he lost a bit of his magic. I don't know if they got into a fight or if Miller just got tired of it and wanted to do everything himself, or not everybody is great with an inker. Not every inker is great. Not every inker fits every artist. But like Alan Davis and Mark Farmer, John Byrne and Terry Austin, those people are just magic together. And another example of people who raced each other's work was like Chris Claremont and John Byrne. Because apart, I mean, Chris Claremont he's a decent writer. He's one of my favorite writers. But he was at his best with John Byrne. There's no doubt about it. John Byrne on his own, I like his artwork a lot. Next Men I think it's weak. His Fantastic Four I've never been a fan of the Fantastic Four, but his is actually really good. It's like he has a love for those characters that transcends a lot of his lacks in storytelling. And when there's just love, just like pure love shining through the pages, you can go, it's all right. It's not the best storytelling, but it's love. I don't think his Alpha Flight was very good either. It was like better than most comic books, but it's not like his work with Chris Claremont. It just wasn't. Anyway, that's all for this time. Go find these, alright, guys and girls? Why can't I do this? It's the opposite way. Punisher 4 and Punisher 5. Punisher goes human. He goes cult hunting. Reverend Sammy Smith. Oh, it's the first appearance of Reverend Sammy Smith as well. Don't forget that. There's probably a lot of first appearances in this. Number 4, anyway. They're all in number 5 as well. There's Keenan as well. Keenan is the Reverend's bodyguard. I'll just find him real quick. There he is. That's the first appearance for you. So go buy it, all you first appearance junkies. I've seen the show on Netflix. I saw the first season. My favorite Punisher is still Dolph Lundgren. Like the 1989, 1987, the movie. The script wasn't that good. But I like the part when he was in the, I would say dungeon, but he was in the sewer. And he was talking to God and he was naked. I like that mix of the Punisher being like insane, but still very human. Um, yes, I like that. I like that mix of it. I think the new one, I can't remember his name in this series. It's I don't know. The female police officer or FBI agent or whatever she is, she just annoys the crap out of me. The actress, I don't know what it is. I can't watch her. I get annoyed. It was a little bit the same with Daredevil. I loved the first season. I thought it was great. But the actress playing Karen Page is a very good actress. She was, but they turned her character into this annoying thing. I don't know why she had to be so annoying and know it all. I think it's part of the whole Me Too thing, where she's like, oh, it's a series about men and there's no women in it, and now we can bring in this powerful woman and she just knows it all, and it's just annoying. It's not the fact that she's a woman and knows it all. It's just any character like that, man or woman or beast, would annoy the crap out of me. I'm not a big superhero film fan anyway. I'm not a big superhero series fan. I don't have the patience for it, I guess. I love my cop though. Alright, that's all for me this time. The Punisher, Volume 2 from 1987, issue 4 and 5 by Mike Baron and Klaus Janson. The Rev. If you want a good read, if you like The Punisher, down and dirty, give it a try. Cheers. Bye.